of pleasantly South Cotabato and the nation. I am your news anchor, John Vargas.
And I am your news anchor, Yashrafi Gonzalez.
And this is the Election 24/7.
We bring you the latest updates from our community across the Philippines and around the world.
Sisimulan natin ang ating mga balita sa isang napakalagang update sa kalusugan mula sa ating lokal na lugar. Para dyan, lumako tayo ang Sia na Dasha Dumanan sa Sia.
Salamat, John. Pinugurmaan ng Integrated Provincial Health Office o IPH o ng South Cotabato ang unang kaso ng MPOX or monkeypox sa ating probinsya. Ayon sa isang opisyal na abiso na inilabas noong ika-27 ng Abril 2025, natanggap ng IPHO sa pamamagitan ng Prevention, Epidemiology and Surveillance Unit or PESO ang konfirmasyon mula sa Department of Health Center for Health Development, SOCSERGEN. Ang pasyente ay kasalukuyang nasa maayos na kalagayan, patuloy na gumagaling at mahigpit na minomonitor ang ating mga lokal na otoridad sa kalusugan. Bago ang konfirmasyon, ito noong ika-23 na Abril 2025, dalawang individual ang nagulat na sumisailalim sa mahigpit na pagsubaybay. Kabila dito, ang isang individual mula sa probinsya ng Cotabato na upakonsulta sa South Cotabato, ang pasyente ito ay nakalabas na ng hospital at kasinutuyang tinatapos ang kinakailangan isolation protocol sa kanilang bayan sa Cotabato Province. Para sa MPOX prevention, nagkipag-ugnayan ng IPHO sa mga municipal at city health office upang patuloy na subaybayan ang lahat ng mga natukoy na malapit na mag-back ng konfirmadong kaso. Ang lahat ng ating mga local health units ay naka-alerto at aktibo ng nagpapatupad ng komprehensibong mga pampalusugan upang epektibong mapigilan ang karagdagang pagkalam ng MPOX sa ating komunidad. Panawagan sa publiko. Pinapayuhan ang ating buong mga kababayan na manatiling kalmado ngunit mapagmatsyag upang makatulong sa pagpigil ng pagkalat ng MPOX. Hindi kaya't ang bawat isa na sundin ang mga sumusunod na health and safety protocols. Number 1. Ugaliin ang regular at tamang paghuhugas ng kamay gamit ang malinis na tubig at sabon o 70% alcohol-based hand. Number 2, regular na disinfectahin ang mga bagay o lugar na madalas hawakan gamit ang bleach, solution, or angkop na disinfectant. Number 3, iwasan ang mga taong lugar na may mataas na peligro ng skin-to-skin contact. Number 4, agarang i-report ang anumang sintomas tulad ng lagnat, hindi mapaliwanag na pandal o mga sugat sa balat o namamaganang kulani sa pinakamalapit na health authorities. Number 5, sumunod sa minimum public health standard tulad ng paggamit ng face mask, physical distancing, at regular na panghuhugas ng kamay. Number 6, pagbahagi lamang ng mga verified na informasyon mula sa mga official na sources upang maiwasan ang pagkalat ng maling informasyon. Number 7, magpakita ng pagkahambal at pagtunawa, ang MPOX ay maaaring makaapekto sa kahit sino. Tumulong na maiwasan ang stigma at diskriminasyon sa pamagitan ng pagtrato sa lahat ng apektadong individual ng may dignidad at respeto. Number 8, kung sa tingin nyo ay malapit kayong mag-makinis ng taong may MPOX o nakaranas kayo ng mga sintomas, agad naman mag-self-isolate at magipag-ugnayan sa pinakamalapit na health authority o tumawag sa IPHO MPOX hotline sa numero 0928-309-3621. Uulitin ko, 0928-309-3621. Tandaan, manatili po tayo magbatsyag at maging isang nalalapit na halalan at sa mga paalala ng ating mga kabalan sa kalusugan. Balik sa iyo, Gasha.
Maraming salamat sa mga nagkagulat na iyan, Sophia. Ngayon, para sa isang napakalalang lokal na balita, pakinggan natin si Caption Bendecio. Caption?
Salamat, Gasher. Ayon sa pinakahuling datos mula sa Department of Agriculture at Philippine Statistics Authority, patuloy ang pagtaas ng presyo ng mga pangunahing piliin sa Coronadal City. Bigas, 54 pesos hanggang 60 pesos kada kilo, depende sa klase. Manok, 190 pesos hanggang 210 kada kilo, mas mataas kumpara sa mga nakaraang linggo. Baboy, 280 pesos hanggang 320 kada kilo. Karne ng baka, umaabot na sa 350 pesos kada kilo sa ilang pamilihan. Asukal, 100 pesos kada kilo, mas mataas kaysa noong nakaraang taon. Kamatis, sibuyas at repolyo, umaabot sa 150 pesos hanggang 180 pesos kada kilo. Ayon sa mga eksperto, ilan sa mga dahilan ng pagtaas ng presyo ay ang patuloy na inflation, mataas na gastusin sa transportasyon, mga limitasyon sa pag-aangkat ng produkto, at ang kakulangan ng supply sa lokal na pamilihan. Idinagdag din na apektado ang presyo ng gulay dahil sa panahon ng tagtuyot at kakulangan ng irigasyon na nagdulot ng mababang ani ng mga magsasaka. Ang pamahalaan sa pamamagitan ng Department of Agriculture ay patuloy sa pagpapatupad ng mga hakbang upang tugunan ang epekto ng mataas na presyo ng bilihin sa Coronadal City. Ilan sa mga ito ay number 1, nagdagdag ng kadiwasto sa Coronadal upang direkta makabili ang mga mamimili ng bigas at iba pang produkto mula sa lokal na magsasaka sa mas murang halaga. Layunin nito maputol ang presensya ng mga middleman at ibalik ang kontrol sa presyo sa mga lokal na magsasaka. Number 2, kaagapan ng Department of Trade and Industry, pinag-uusapan ng Department of Agriculture ang pag-angkat ng bigas, karne at ilang gulay upang maguna ng kakulangan sa supply. Bagaman may agam-agam ng ilang grupo sa epekto nito sa lokal na produksyon, tiniyak ng Department of Agriculture na balanseng ipapatupad ang polisiya. Number 3, patuloy ang pamahalaan sa pagbibigay ng subsidiya, libreng binhi at patabang at akses sa makabagong teknolohiya upang mapababa ang gasto sa produksyon at mapataas ang ani. Pinalalalim din ang ugnayan sa mga kooperatiba at farmer groups upang mapalakas ang kolektibong pagbibenta at distribusyon. Number 4, ayon kay Secretary of Agriculture Francisco Villarreal Jr., mahigpit nilang binabantayan ang galaw ng presyo. Kaagapay ang mga lokal na pamahalaan, isinisagawa din ang regular na price monitoring at market inspection upang matiyak na walang nagsasamantala sa sitwasyon. Number 5, isa rin sa mga pangmatagalang solusyon ang pagpapaunlad ng mga farm-to-market roads at cold storage facilities upang mapanatili ang kalidad ng produkto at mabawasan ang gastos sa transportasyon. Ayon sa Department of Agriculture, kinakailangan ang kooperasyon ng iba't ibang sektor upang epektibong solusyonan ang suliranin ito. Patuloy rin silang humihikayan sa mga mamimili na suportahan ang lokal na produkto bilang bahagi ng solusyon. Napakahalaga ng mga hakbang na ito upang matulungan ang mga mamimili sa Coronadal. Sa panahon ng pagtaas ng presyo, kinakailangan ang matalinong pamimili at pagtitipid. Sa gitna ng mataas na presyo, kailangan natin ng tamang kaalaman, diskarte at kooperasyon upang malampasan ito. Balik sa iyo, Jan.
Moving now to the national headlines. The President has made a significant decisions regarding a multiracial citizenship bill. Let's hear the other details of Janine Delina. Janine.
Thank you, Yasher. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has rejected a bill that would have granted Filipino citizenship to Chinese businessman Lin Wanwang. The president says national security concerns played a major role in this decision. The bill was controversial because of Wang's links to Philippine offshore gaming operators, BOGOs, and his possible involvement in illegal activities. Here's more on the story. President Marcos rejected the bill that would have made Lin Wanwang a Filipino citizen. The president said, citizenship should not be given to anyone who might pose a risk to the country's safety and security. This move comes after concerns were raised about Wang's ties to BOGOs, which are often linked to illegal activities. The president's decision shows his firm stance against such operations in the Philippines. Before the veto, the bill was passed by the Senate with a 19-1, only Senator Risa Ontiveros opposed, raising concerns about Wang's background. Senator Ontiveros pointed out Wang's involvement with people suspected of running illegal BOGOs. She also highlighted his business connections to individuals with questionable backgrounds. Contiveros also revealed that Wang should use false information about his identity, including pretending to be Filipino in some official documents. Despite these concerns, many senators defended their vote in favor of the bill. Senate President Francis Escudero said that the majority of senators believe Wang should become a citizen. Other senators like Jamie Ejercito and Sherwin Gatchalian said that there was not enough proof to link Wang directly to illegal activities. The president's decision sends a strong message about carefully checking who is allowed to become a citizen, especially when it comes to security. As the government continues to look into Pogo operations, this veto serves as a reminder of the importance of being cautious when granting citizenship. Back to you, Josh.
Thank you for that, Fortuny. Now for some lasting news on the economic front. Despite global economic headlines, the Philippines continues to show growth. BJ Pan, join us now with the latest assessment on the Asian Development Bank. BJ?
Thank you, John. Now to economic news. The Philippines remains one of Southeast Asia's fastest growing economies, according to the Asian Development Bank in its latest Asian Development Outlook. The ADB predicts the Philippine economy to grow by 6% in 2025. This places the country as third fastest growing economy in the region after Vietnam and Cambodia. The ADB attributes the growth to strong domestic demand and continued public investment. It also noted that the country's sound economic fundamentals support the positive outlook. However, the ADB reports was finalized before the announcement of new U.S. tariffs by President Donald Trump earlier this April. The bank says it is still assessing the potential impact of these tariffs on the region's economies. Despite these global uncertainties, the ADB maintains its projection for the Philippines at 6% for 2025, still within the government's target range. The ADB also forecasts inflation to average 3% this year, staying within the 2 to 4% target. In summary, the Philippines remains among Southeast Asia's fastest growing economies, but economists are watching closely how global trade development, including the new U.S. tariffs, may affect growth in the coming months. For the full report, visit the ADB's website or follow us online for updates. Back to you, John.
Thank you for the economic topic, PJ. Now, before we move on to the international news, here's a quick look at today's trivia.
Hello everyone, I'm Delina,
And I'm Angelo Cristian Aquaras.
and here's the trivia questions for today.
Are you ready?
Trivia number 1. Which country has the largest population in the world? If you answer China, that is correct. Trivia number 2. What is the only country that borders both the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans? Yes, the answer is Canada. Trivia number 3. What is the longest river in the world? The answer is Nile River.
Trivia number 4. What is the fastest land animal? If you answered cheetah, that is correct. Trivia number 5. In which country did Renaissance begin? If you answered Italy, that is correct. Trivia number 6. What is the national drink of Japan? If you answered
Save Bendecio.
And that's the trivia questions for today. Back to you guys.
Interesting fact. Now, turning our attention to global events, tensioning a vital waterway could be a significant success. Yeah, sure.
That's right, John. Now we have concerning news from the Middle East by Sean Iwan Vallejo. Sean.
Thank you, Yash.
There has now been a great large-scale attack launched by Hamas, which targets Israel. This possesses a worst regional spaghetti. This day-breaking struggle was initiated in tandem with an all-ground incursion in Israel. Mortar explosions on top of simultaneous multi-directional rocket launch, which encompassed almost all mid-tier and high-tier Israeli cities, where a large assortment of hostages were taken line of routers from major highways into lesser known ones and into smaller things, where fighting continues. The reality is much worse than the film. A lot of buildings are collapsing, and things turning crawling in shocking cases. Due to the level, it is understood that the sheer scale and brutality of this attack have for the first time unified the whole group. UN scattered Ben's Security Council, launching a teaming diction session, a targeted and defined point, and people with power base to shine. Thus, strongly has been said, but both sides of the wall is hugely banned on striking at one using arms, in water regions with numerous warfares and multiple months to limit free firing along with the ceasefire. Back to you, Aguirre.
Thank you for that report, Sean. Finally, for the latest updates on the situation in the South China Sea, John.
In the South China Sea, several nations including China, the Philippines, Vietnam, and Malaysia claim overlapping maritime boundaries. These names are high in region is not only rich in natural resources, but also a major global shipping lane. China's construction of artificial island itinerary almost a strong international criticism. In response, US and allied forces have increased their naval presence in the region, citing the importance of freedom navigation. We shift our focus to the Philippines as the militaries of the United States and the Philippines prepare for a potential war scenario in the Indo-Pacific with their annual Balaan exercise. Now Manila says that China sent its flagship nose to its northern maritime borders. The Philippines said the 6 Chinese warships flanked by major Shandong aircraft came as close as just 3 nautical miles of the Philippines' Colombian Islands.
Manila said its forces later detected a Chinese surveillance ship just 33 nautical miles northwest of the Delupari Islands. The Chinese warships were reported to be present around the flashpoint regions such as the Taiwan Strait as well as the Luzon Strait immediately after spotting Beijing Shandong warships. The Philippine Navy challenged their presence in the area in Manila and said that the Chinese military vessels did not respond to their challenge. Instead, the Chinese carrier battered group was seen moving toward the outer boundaries of Manila's exclusive economic Manila's Navy. Beijing said they expect several key players to monitor the ongoing U.S.-Philippine military exercises and the Beijing's warship just 3 nautical miles off the northern Philippine coast. This was the closest that the Chinese warship has come to a sovereign Filipino island. Now, even as Manila and Washington flex their military muscle, and this amid suggestions of Beijing monitoring, this annual exercise China has once again asserted a claim on an area that the Philippines sees as its own. Chinese state media claimed earlier today that the members of Beijing's Coast Guard were present on a reef just kilometers away from the T2 Islands of the Philippines. The area is accessible for the Philippines. The United Nations and other global bodies continue to call for peaceful dialogue and cooperation, warning that without resolution, water could be a trigger for broader conflicts in the coming decades. The proper future of international peace will depend on how nations choose to share what nature provides. We hope global leaders will prioritize dialogue over diversions or divisions and solutions over standoffs. That's all for the international news.
We will continue to follow these developing stories and give you the most up-to-date information.
Thank you for joining us. I am Master Kate Gonzalez, your news anchor.
And I am John Ballas, and this is the Election 24/7.